Dear viewers, welcome to this YouTube channel. In this chapter, there will be an explanation on the meanings of the planets 5 Jupiter as follows. Jupiter 5 has primary meanings of virtue, mercy, sympathy, kindness, being helpful, optimist, consideration and piety. In a concrete way it represents the elders, priests, teachers and chiefs. 1. Jupiter 5 is Tanu-Sed. Jupiter 5 is Tanu-Sed implies that the native is soft-hearted and sympathetic and trustworthy. Concisely without referring to the dignity and bhava or house. It is a subject that is separately described. 2. Jupiter 5 is Tanu-Lak. Tanu-Lak, or the inner house ruling planet in Tanu Bhava. It implies that the native is virtuous, sympathetic, soft-hearted and optimistic. No matter what dignity or bhava the planet is in, the native will still possess these characteristics since they represent the innate character of the native. If it relates to the ascendant, it will be more obvious since these traits will be demonstrated. If it is unrelated to the ascendant, these traits will not be demonstrated and therefore unobservable. Though the person still possesses these characteristics deep inside as inner talents and innate character. The dignity and the bhava are also involved. If it is in karma bhava, the native will always be obsessed and busy with work. Though if there is no work or is not forced by necessity and Mars 3 is not ascendant related, it implies laziness. Most importantly, do not forget that when Tanu-Lak conjoins with other planets, the native's habits and skills will be affected according to the meanings and dignities of the planets. It doesn't matter how many conjoined planets there are. This is the same as earlier cases that were mentioned before. Conjoining with Rahu 8 will make the native becomes rowdy, tricky and dishonest. The dignity of Rahu 8 has to be taken into account, and then these two planets must be compared in order to determine the degree of these behaviors. Jupiter 5 is positive or neutral and relates to the ascendant. The native will be virtuous, merciful, kind-hearted, optimistic, mindful, and likes teaching and helping people. These traits are observable. If the planet is neutral, these traits will be in adequate level. If it conjoins with the ascendant and has domicile dignity as Tanu-Lak and or Tanu-Sed, they have to be included too. If the planet is exaltation dignified, the native will be virtuous and thoughtful etc. in a constantly high level. Mahachakra implies that the native is adequately virtuous and thoughtful etc. in general. Although under certain circumstances these traits can become prominent. Raja Yoga suggests that these traits will depend on the native's sentiment. The degree percentage will be according to the relation, conjunction, opposition, sextile and trine. As a positive planet that relates to the ascendant, it is considered auspicious. The virtues of the native and teaching for others will be observable. 3. Jupiter 5 as external factors. As external factors, Jupiter represents the seniors, priests, monks, and teachers. If Jupiter 5 is positive and relates to the ascendant, it is considered auspicious. Since the seniors will be sympathetic and helpful. According to the degree percentage of the relation, the more powerful Jupiter, 5, is, the more helpful the seniors become. Jupiter, 5, is positive or neutral and is unrelated to the ascendant. If it is not related to the ascendant, it implies that the native is virtuous and soft-hearted, etc. according to the meanings. Although these traits will not be demonstrated but will still exist inside according to the meanings and dignity of the planet as inner talents. Moreover, the native will not be mindful and therefore could easily commit evil deeds, especially when the planet is in Mahana, Ari or Venushana. As a non-ascendant related planet, it is considered inauspicious. Even though it is positive, it will not be beneficial since these traits are not observable for the peers. Therefore, it will not lead to popularity amongst the people. Although the native may be a good teacher, she will not be as famous as it should be compared to the auspicious cases. As external factors, Jupiter, 5, represents the seniors, priests, monks, teachers. In this case it is considered inauspicious since the seniors etc. are not sympathetic and do not support the native. Even though they have the power to support the native, they will still deny it. So, the native has to help him herself. Jupiter, 5, is negative and relates to the ascendant. In case it is negative but still relates to the ascendant, the native will be virtuous and soft-hearted etc. according to the original meanings. However, these traits will not be usual since they may be too little or too much and therefore inconsistent. Sometimes they are ignored, appears to be lacking or not demonstrated. The degree percentage depends on the relation, conjunction, opposition, sextile and trine. Merchants and businessmen that have negative Jupiter, 5, and relates to the ascendant are considered fortunate. They can ignore these virtues under certain circumstances. They will not be too virtuous to the degree that they cannot make real profits out of the deals. Jupiter, 5, is negative and is unrelated to the ascendant. In this case it implies that the native is not virtuous at all. Moreover, the native will not be mindful and therefore could commit evil deeds if Rahu, 8, is powerful. As a negative planet that is unrelated to the ascendant, it is considered inauspicious. Therefore, it is not recommended to be a teacher. Moreover, the seniors will not have enough power to support the native or might not be sympathetic towards the native. For Jupiter, 5, with its pair can enhance or suppress another planet's influence. Jupiter, 5, can play an important role in affecting other planets' influence. For instance, when in conjunction with its friendly pair the Sun, 1, both of them will be enhanced. When in conjunction with its kindred pair Mars, 3, they will both become more powerful. Jupiter, 5, is positive and relates to the ascendant and/or is Tanu-Sed. In addition, it is also related to Mars, 3, and the Sun, 1, the pride included. All these three things could suppress a powerful Rahu, 8, in terms of cheating and indulgence. However, the transiting harmful planets have to be taken into account how much it can handle. Life can be changed a lot by these things. 5. Jupiter, 5, has influence over the strength of the house. Bhava or house will become strong or weak depending on the dignity of the planet. It doesn't matter if it is a large or small planet. If Tanu Bhava has Jupiter, 5, that is positive and conjoins with the ascendant, or is Tanu-Lak, the native will have a strong horoscope according to the dignity of the planet. Therefore, life will become successful in an easy way. When the horoscope is weak, it would still be alright. In case Kadampa Bhava, the financial house has Jupiter, 5, that is positive as an outer house planet or as the ruling house, the native will be wealthy according to the dignity of the planet. Therefore, the fate of the native may differ depending on the dignity of Jupiter, 5. Its dignity and the relations to others will greatly affect the outcome. The bhavas too may also affect the outcome. Jupiter, 5, in Gemini will have unusual dignity since it has both pre-exaltation and detriment at the same time. Jupiter, 5, represents virtue, sympathy, kindness, mercy, mindfulness, and optimism. Pre-exaltation means constantly at a high level, while detriment means gradual declination. Jupiter, 5, in Gemini is therefore both positive and negative. As a result, the native that has ascendant-related Jupiter, 5, in this position will be a virtuous person. Although she will not be mindful sometimes according to the meanings of detriment. The native will likely be obsessed with virtues, which is easily called a moral obsessed person. No matter what the native does, she will refer to the virtues first. For instance, being a vegan for a lifetime, dedicated life to building temples and making donations. In case the native is a monk, he will be very committed to meditation, which is good. This is considered appropriate since popularity can be gained amongst the peers. Even though it is not related to the ascendant, the commitment to meditation will still be very high but will not be observable the whole time. *** Observations on Jupiter, 5. It is a good and beneficial planet without any negativity or harmful effects, no matter what dignity it has. It is comparable to a monk or a holy man. Please stay tuned for the upcoming episodes.